The atmosphere on Kelly Clarkson's show took an unexpected turn when Teddy Swims, known for his soulful voice and charismatic presence, suddenly stood up and walked off stage amid a tense exchange. What began as a routine interview quickly escalated as Teddy and the host found themselves at odds over a sensitive topic. The audience sat frozen, the energy shifting from excitement to discomfort as viewers watched the singer's frustration mount visibly. Kelly tried to steer the conversation back to safer ground, but Teddy's growing agitation was unmistakable. Without warning, he paused, gave a firm but respectful nod, and exited the stage, leaving everyone stunned and the cameras scrambling to fill the sudden silence. The clash ignited when Kelly asked Teddy about a controversial statement he had made recently on social media. Teddy's expression tightened as he explained his perspective, emphasizing his intention to promote understanding rather than division. However, the follow-up questions from Kelly pressed harder, challenging the sincerity and implications of his words. As the dialogue became more pointed, Teddy's patience visibly frayed. The audience could sense the mounting tension, with whispers and uneasy glances exchanged among the studio crowd. Despite Kelly's attempts to de-escalate, Teddy felt cornered, and his voice grew firmer, signaling that the conversation was no longer just an interview. It was a confrontation that neither side wanted to back down from. As the conversation intensified, Teddy's frustration became palpable. His responses grew shorter, his body language more defensive, and the once friendly atmosphere turned stiff and uncomfortable. The audience held their breath, sensing that something was about to give. Suddenly, Teddy stood up, his chair scraping loudly against the floor, and with a steady but resolute tone, he announced that he needed to step away. The cameras caught the stunned reactions of Kelly and the crew as Teddy walked toward the exit, leaving the silence heavier than any words. Viewers at home were left shocked, social media buzzing instantly with speculation, support, and criticism. The unexpected exit overshadowed the rest of the show, turning what was meant to be a lighthearted interview into a headline-making moment. Kelly Clarkson, visibly taken aback, quickly addressed the stunned audience, trying to calm nerves and explain the unexpected turn of events. She expressed respect for Teddy's feelings while acknowledging that sometimes conversations can become challenging when discussing sensitive issues. The live studio crowd murmured in mixed reactions, some sympathetic toward Teddy's decision, others disappointed by the abrupt end to the interview. Meanwhile, social media erupted as clips of Teddy's walk-off spread rapidly, with fans expressing a range of emotions. Some praised his courage to stand up for himself, while others criticized him for leaving the stage prematurely. Influencers and commentators weighed in, sparking debates about the pressures artists face when navigating public scrutiny and the complexities of live television. Shortly after the show, Teddy Swims took to his social media platforms to address the incident directly. In a heartfelt message, he explained that his decision to walk off was not out of disrespect but stemmed from a need to protect his mental well-being during a moment he felt was becoming unfairly confrontational. He thanked his fans for their unwavering support and expressed hope that future conversations could be more understanding and less divisive. Teddy's post quickly garnered thousands of likes and supportive comments, with many applauding his honesty and vulnerability. The statement helped shift the narrative from controversy to compassion, reminding the public that even public figures have boundaries that must be respected. The fallout from Teddy Swims' walk-off rippled through both his career and Kelly Clarkson's show. While some critics questioned his professionalism, the overwhelming response from fans was one of empathy and admiration for his courage to prioritize his mental health. Streaming numbers for his latest tracks surged as supporters rallied behind him, turning the incident into a moment of solidarity. Meanwhile, Kelly Clarkson's show faced a mixed reception, praised for its willingness to tackle tough topics but also scrutinized for the perceived intensity of the interview. Producers released a statement emphasizing their commitment to respectful dialogue and announced plans to revisit the conversation in a more controlled setting. The incident sparked wider discussions about the challenges artists face in the spotlight, ultimately casting Teddy in a new light as a figure unafraid to set boundaries in an often unforgiving industry. In the weeks following the heated exchange, Teddy Swims became a symbol for mental health awareness within the music industry. Interviews and talk shows invited him back, this time with a more supportive tone, allowing him to openly discuss the pressures of fame and the importance of setting boundaries. His candidness resonated with many fans and fellow artists alike, boosting his reputation as not only a talented singer but also a relatable and grounded individual. Meanwhile, Kelly Clarkson's show saw a slight shift in format. incorporating segments that focused more on mental wellness and open conversations rather than confrontational interviews. The clash, once seen as a moment of conflict, evolved into a catalyst for meaningful dialogue about empathy and respect in the world of entertainment. Fans and viewers embraced the transformation wholeheartedly, flooding social media with messages of support for Teddy and appreciation for the show's new direction. Hashtags promoting mental health awareness and artist respect began trending, inspired by Teddy's honesty and the show's evolving approach. Many shared personal stories about their own struggles, finding solace in the public conversation sparked by the incident. Online fan communities organized virtual events and fundraisers supporting mental health causes, turning the moment of tension into a rallying point for positive change. Audience surveys reflected growing approval of Kelly Clarkson's show, with many praising its willingness to adapt and address important issues. This wave of support highlighted the power of vulnerability and respect, demonstrating how even moments of conflict can foster community and healing. Industry professionals took notice of the shift sparked by Teddy Swims' Walkoff, with many applauding both the artist's courage and Kelly Clarkson's show for evolving its approach. Music producers and fellow artists praised Teddy's openness about mental health, noting how rare it is for public figures to speak so candidly in such a high-pressure environment. Television executives highlighted the show's decision to prioritize empathy over confrontation as a smart move that resonated with modern audiences craving authenticity. Media analysts pointed to this incident as part of a broader trend toward more mindful and respectful interviews, encouraging other programs to rethink their formats. Meanwhile, talent managers and agents began advising clients to be more vocal about their boundaries, signaling a cultural shift within the entertainment industry toward prioritizing well-being alongside career success. Teddy Swims' career trajectory saw a notable boost in the wake of the incident, as his authenticity and courage endeared him to a broader audience. His music streams climbed steadily, and invitations to high-profile performances and collaborations increased, signaling industry recognition of both his talent and his growing influence. Public perception shifted. Teddy was no longer seen just as a rising singer but also as a voice for mental health advocacy in the entertainment world. His openness inspired fans to connect with his music on a deeper level, fostering a loyal and engaged community. The incident, once viewed as a potential setback, became a defining moment that elevated Teddy's profile and solidified his role as a thoughtful and resilient artist navigating the complexities of fame with grace. Following the incident with Teddy Swims, Kelly Clarkson's show underwent a noticeable shift in tone and content, prioritizing deeper, more empathetic conversations. Producers introduced new segments focusing on mental health, personal growth, and stories of resilience, aiming to create a supportive atmosphere rather than one of confrontation. Kelly herself took on a more nurturing role, often sharing her own experiences and encouraging guests to open up authentically. Ratings reflected this positive change, with a growing audience appreciating the show's fresh approach to tough topics. Critics noted that the program's evolution not only responded to the Teddy Swims episode but also set a new standard for daytime talk shows, emphasizing compassion without sacrificing engaging dialogue. The media industry took note of the transformation sparked by the Teddy Swims incident, with several talk shows and entertainment programs adopting a more thoughtful and compassionate approach to interviews. Producers increasingly prioritized creating safe spaces for guests to share their stories without fear of ambush or sensationalism. This shift was reflected in rising viewer engagement and positive feedback, signaling a growing appetite for authenticity over drama. Industry insiders credited the episode with highlighting the importance of mental health awareness in entertainment, prompting networks to invest in training for hosts and staff on handling sensitive topics with care. As a result, the Teddy Swims Walkoff became a catalyst for broader changes, influencing how media engages with public figures in an era demanding empathy and respect. Over time, the Teddy Swims Walkoff incident evolved from a moment of tension into a symbol of cultural change within the entertainment world. Viewers frequently cited it as a turning point that sparked wider conversations about mental health, boundaries, and respectful dialogue. Social media remained abuzz with reflections and personal stories, with many fans expressing gratitude for seeing vulnerability displayed so openly on a major platform. The incident inspired educational initiatives, support groups, and campaigns aimed at destigmatizing mental health struggles, particularly in high-pressure industries. As the years passed, Teddy's choice to walk off was remembered not as an act of defiance but as a courageous stand for self-care and authenticity, qualities that resonated deeply with a generation eager for more humane public discourse.